Welcome to PRAJNA SPARKS, a podcast where we listen to a Dharma talk, contemplate with our minds and in our hearts, and engage in guided meditation. Every episode of PRAJNA SPARKS takes hours to plan, record, and edit. We ask that, if you haven't already, you give us some time today to like, subscribe, share, and review our podcast. Alongside your own practice, this is the best possible offering as it helps the Dharma reach new listeners.
View, meditation, and conduct is a three-part framework in Buddhist understanding that helps us put our life in perspective, the perspective of a spiritual life that is aimed at optimizing the time that we have between what we call birth and what we call death by dedicating that time to Buddhist spiritual practice. In our last episode, we took an introductory look at view, the perspectives, belief systems, worldviews in general, and in particular, the understanding that the Buddha's teachings bring to samsara as a whole, as a frame or operating system for life. If view metaphorically looks out on the landscape of our life to understand samsara and nirvana, apparent and genuine reality, and so forth, with the fine-tuned, precise accuracy of the Buddha's philosophy, what do meditation and conduct have to add? Isn't that enough? Isn't it sufficient to look out on the world through Buddhist-colored glasses? Sadly, no. Because we have a very strong habit of just snapping back into the worldviews, belief systems, opinions, and so forth that we have developed over the course of this life and that we're habituated to under the influence of the fundamental ignorance that is the very root of samsara. So meditation and conduct have their own individual place in ensuring that we are able to continually cultivate and strengthen our view so that it really does serve as the inner compass for our days, weeks, months, years, and lifetimes. Before turning to the second of these three, meditation, I'd love to share a verse from the Aspiration Prayer for Mahamudra by the third Karmapa Ranjung Dorje. It briefly describes the interrelationships between view, meditation, and conduct. Eliminating superimpositions about the ground is confident view. Guarding non-distraction from that is meditation's essential point. Becoming expert in all types of meditation is conduct supreme. May we gain such confident view, meditation, and conduct. This eloquent translation by a premier translator of Tibetan Buddhism into English, Ari Goldfield, stresses how broad each of these points is. We talked last time about how it is that confident view begins to pull back the veil on the misperception that comprises samsara. What is here described as eliminating superimpositions about the ground. In other words, clearing away false assumptions, mistaken ideas, and so forth. But then in the next line, wow, the scope of meditation is far broader than we imagine. It's not just sitting in a particular posture and breathing in and out. Meditation's essential point is, quote, guarding non-distraction from the confident view that is not dazzled by conceptual mind's superimpositions about the nature of things just as they are. So this means that when we're sitting on our cushion and breathing in and out, watching our breath, guarding non-distraction from the view that recognizes the value of developing one-pointed concentration, balance, and tranquility of mind that is both alert and grounded, lucid and still, is the point of that aspect of meditation. But that's not all. Anytime we're guarding non-distraction from the confident view that can distinguish between the true nature of things, even on the level of apparent reality, and the superimpositions that conceptual mind projects onto our experience, we're meditating. So this is more than just loose and perhaps not even particularly effective idea of meditation that no matter what we're doing, we're meditating. This is more along the lines of how wonderful if no matter what we were doing, we were able to sustain a non-distracted state of mind from the nature of things just as they are. How magnificent would that life be? How do we do that? The Tibetan word for meditation, gom, and the Sanskrit, bhavana, both have a sense of cultivating, habituating, or familiarizing ourselves with whatever the point of the meditation is. If we're talking about shamatha, or tranquility meditation, then it's about really becoming familiar and accustomed to all the intricacies of the breath, to such a level of nuance and subtlety that the mind just naturally falls into the poise that is perfectly balanced between lucidity and stillness. Perhaps our meditation is the third of the 3-point practice consisting of listening, contemplating, and meditating. In that case, guarding non-distraction would mean calling up the prajna, or precise knowledge, that we have developed through listening and contemplating, which we can also think about as semantic and intellectual understanding of whatever point we're investigating, and then engaging in an interplay between experiential analysis and resting meditation in a formal session right on the cushion. When we are able to do that without distraction from that process, then that is the meditative inquiry that comprises the third element of listening, contemplating, and meditating. When we are engaged in the 59 maxims for healing dualistic mind, whether we're doing so with respect to the maxims laying out a formal meditative practice or the maxims that provide guidelines for our everyday life, to the extent that we are non-distracted, receiving, perceiving, and conceiving of all we experience through the lens of this incredibly counterintuitive, yet creative and scintillating way of looking at the world through maxims that heal dualistic minds' limitations, then we are practicing non-distraction in that form of meditation. In other words, in each of these contexts, we are cultivating a familiarity, even an intimacy, with whatever our particular point of meditation is. You can see how this can apply in absolutely any situation, particularly if we integrate that with the general sense of Mahamudra practice as being aware, moment by moment, of the activity of mind. Whether we are washing dishes, taking care of our kids, driving, shopping, even we are able to cultivate familiarity, even a deep intimacy with the workings of mind, coupled with the confident view that recognizes the aspects of mind's workings that involve projecting superimpositions about the nature of things onto our experience. We are well on our way to not only invoking confident view, but instilling it into our mind stream so that, together with conduct, the third point of this triad will be able also to integrate the Buddha's highest aspiration for us into our everyday lives. In this way, we can go from hour to day to week to month to year to lives, building more and more breadth, openness, and power in our spiritual path of practice. To contemplate, view, meditation, and conduct, consider this verse from the Aspiration Prayer from Mahamudra. Take it apart. Look at the words. What do they mean to you? Rub your ideas and a thorough understanding of what they mean in a Buddhist context, like two sticks that are building a fire. Eliminating superimpositions about the ground is confident view. Guarding non-distraction from that is meditation's essential point. Becoming expert in all types of meditation is conduct supreme. May we gain such confident view, meditation, and conduct.
This is Zopa and Yeshe for PRAJNA SPARKS. Be sure to join us every month on the new moon for fresh episodes. Stay tuned now for a guided meditation. Shivnee is our Tibetan singing bowl artist. Thanks for the generosity of giving us some time out of your day to like, subscribe, share, and review PRAJNA SPARKS. It really does help us to spread the gift of Dharma to new listeners. If you have any questions, contact us via email, Instagram, or Facebook. Check the episode notes for those links and for more resources on today's topic. Visit us on the web at prajnafire.com or follow us on Instagram and Facebook at PRAJNA SPARKS. Thank you for listening. May all beings benefit. Hello, friends, and welcome to this meditation on meditation. I'm so glad you could join. You may be asking yourself, how can we have a meditation on meditation? Great question. In this series, we're looking at the teaching on the Buddhist path from the Tibetan perspective, which summarizes the path in terms of view, meditation, and conduct. Last time, we explored view, and this time we will be looking at meditation. If you're curious how we're going to do that, stick around. To begin, let's do as we usually do by taking our seats, grounding in the present moment, and then taking a minute or two to settle into tranquility, to practice shamatha meditation, where we're letting mind rest one-pointedly on the meditation object, such as the breath, or whatever feels appropriate to you for this session. So let's go ahead and begin like that. In this calm, clear, settled state of mind, let us now turn our attention to meditation. exploring experientially our own understanding, not grasping after the right answer, but simply exploring for ourselves in our own present moment experience any of these following questions or avenues of exploration that feel appropriate to you. First, we can look at why do we meditate? What is its purpose? Let's spend a few moments contemplating, analyzing, investigating in our own experience. Why meditate? There can be lots of misunderstanding in our current time and society about meditation. The concept of meditation is quite well renowned these days. However, the purpose of it perhaps gets a little bit lost on many of us. From the Buddhist perspective, meditation is crucial for integrating the Dharma, for changing our subjective experience of reality. And generally speaking, all forms of Buddhism employ two types of meditation. Tranquility meditation, where we're practicing and training mind so that it settles into vibrant, clear, yet settled lucidity, undisturbed by distraction or agitation or dullness. And also vipassana, or superior insight, where in that settled state of tranquility, with that as a basis, we're able to look clearly, directly in our experience, cutting through misperceptions and assumptions, and coming to direct knowing, in particular, the direct knowing of things as they are in their nature, namely non-self, emptiness. This is what liberates. Right from the get-go, meditation is vastly important. So again, ask yourself, what is my understanding, my feeling of the importance of meditation to me, in my life, in my path? As we engage in analytical meditation on meditation, as usual, we try to keep mind bound within the arena that we've set up, namely the exploration of meditation. If thoughts go too far afield, we simply recognize that, and without judgment, without getting involved in those thoughts, simply bring mind back to this question, this investigation. If we land on a place of aha, a sense of clear knowing, we can drop the analysis and rest one-pointedly in that clear knowing for however long it lasts. Not trying to sustain it, nor push it away, nor be afraid of it dissipating, but simply resting naturally. And as it fades, to again return to the meditation, looking at our own experiential understanding for ourselves of why meditation is important. In this way, alternating between resting, tranquility, letting mind be vibrant, sharp, clear, yet settled, free of distraction or torpor, engaging with the analysis of why meditation is important. So we alternate between analysis, and when we land on clear knowing, we rest one-pointedly in that, and then again return to the analysis when that clear knowing subsides a bit, or when we're noticing that we're holding on to the memory of the clear knowing instead of it being vibrant, present moment experience. We can also ask ourselves, how clear am I about the role of shamatha, or tranquility meditation, and the role of vipassana, superior insight? Do I see the function that they can play? This great, unsurpassable goal of liberation, of revealing our true nature, and being able to act upon that with skill and wisdom for the benefit not only of ourselves, but of all beings. If we connect the dots for ourselves of the purpose of meditation, how to do it, what it can bring about, and the opportunity to employ it here and now, I think the natural result of that is a great upwelling of enthusiasm for meditation. Look and see if that is the case for you. Please join me now in gathering whatever goodness has come from this listening and contemplating and meditating to ourselves and all beings, that we may all traverse the sublime path of Dharma revealing our true nature through working with view, meditation, and conduct, just as the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have taught, liberating ourselves and all others from the ocean of samsaric misperception, opening up the experience of our true nature, reveling in that. May it be so. Thank you for your practice.